Welcome back to Satisfactory. Today we're going to be, well, as normal, growing the factory, but to do that, we really want to get through more of the research. So if you have a look here, I've selected basic steel production. If I have a look at the milestones, there's a bunch of stuff that we have had before, but now the requirements have probably changed, so we need to actually get through the research again. So basic steel production, it does have this versatile framework. I'm not sure what that is. That is actually entirely new. Everything else, of course, is already existing, so, well, we may as well get this up and running. So just requires some rotors, some modular frames, everything else here. So you can see the shortcut to relevant items. If I haven't mentioned that before, it makes it much easier so you don't have to worry about going fetching stuff from your inventory. You can just see exactly what that machine needs. So it's worthwhile actually getting that going. So I'm going to need some, well, a lot more wire. I'm going to need a bunch of concrete, and let's get the basic steel on the way. And a short bit of crafting later and get it waiting for this factory to catch up. I should now be able to just dump this in, and there we go. So off you go. And that's here re-unlocked. Whether we actually need anything there anymore. This one, what's milestone reached? Yes. Additional project part can now be constructed. Access to the next phase is now possible. Yeah, we're already on to the next phase, so that's not a problem. This one, I don't need those. Even though I'm already able to make them. Nothing in tier 4 that's new. Tier 5, alternative fluid transport. Should we actually get that or not? Yeah, technically we can. It'll be fairly straightforward to actually do, but I'm not going to worry about it just yet. Jetpack I do want, because I want inventory slots. I want lots of inventory slots. So we need plastic, we need rubber. We should have both of those available. So let's just... Oh, we have to wait for that to come back. Let me just go and get 200 rubber, 200 plastic, and some computers. And there we go. Computers, motors, plastic, and rubber. Jetpack is unlocked, and hopefully some more inventory slots. Yes, more inventory slots is indeed good. Jetpack is obviously great as well, but of course you've got to swap it with Blade Runners, and that's your choice which one you actually want. Next up, tier 5, no, tier 7 is where we're going to be heading into, and this is sort of where we left things before. Before I get into that, however, there is one sort of recipe you may want to need to deal with changing. So if we head over here, I've put another hypertube. I do love these things. These are amazing for getting around. And heading over to our computer side of the factory. Now, the thing that's changed over here is, if you have a look on here, the belts all look full apart from one, well, maybe two. Yeah, two. One plastic because it's not coming in. I need to sort that out at the other end. But the other one is coming from this factory, and if you have a look around here, you'll see it's this one, and in this case it is circuit boards. Circuit boards no longer need copper wire, they need copper sheet, which is far more appropriate for circuit boards, of course, and plastic. So going back out of here, well, we have this thing trying to actually supply copper wire here. Now we also need copper wire in this building. So does this also need... in fact, hang on. Is that producing copper wire? It is. And is this the only consumption of copper wire? Because if so, we may need to change everything. Yeah, there's no other consumer. Which way are you going? Oh, no, wait, hang on. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. Let's just remove this wall. What are you making? You're making cable. Okay, so we do need some copper wire, but we probably don't need all of it. So yeah, we're going to need either another building or convert some of this building to produce copper sheet instead. Those are two consumers and one producer. So yeah, do we have room here for something else? Sort of. Or we could just think about two separate ones. And I've mostly got the materials for that now. One thought I had, by the way, in multiplayer, I did see some wonderful threads on Reddit and multiplayer where someone had a loop of this and trapped another player in it, because as soon as they entered one entrance, they made the entrance and the exit connected, and it just went around and around. Not that I recommend doing that, but more generically in multiplayer, anyone figured out, well, what happens if two players are heading into this from different directions? Yeah, so maybe you're going to want to build twin pipes. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you've actually tried that. I haven't tried it in multiplayer yet. So I put in a new building, and I'm using these new, rather sort of nice windowed buildings or winded walls. And then I think I'm just going to basically make sure everything is nicely connected around this thing. So we're going to just need to sort of connect everything this way and this way as well. So let's just put down one here. And I also want to get to Nobelisk soon, because that rock right there is annoying me. And you can, I think we can be able to destroy them with Nobelisk. There's certainly no plants around underneath these foundations I can actually use. So again, people can correct me if I'm wrong there, but explosive of some kind should actually help us for that kind of thing. Hopefully. And then we're just going to need to basically feed in here as we normally would. So logistics. This is going to be basically a copper wire building, not a copper... what was I going to say? Not a copper sheet building. So we're going to convert the other building over to copper sheet. So this one is going to be copper wire. So let's just get this down. And there's our splitter. We can bring it into our factory and do the usual kind of thing here. So we'll feed this in and start making copper wire. The reason I'm choosing to use copper wire here is because this is the only consumer of copper wire. And that's in here, which is then producing cable, which is producing computers. Now, if you look at the very top right of the screen, bauxite refinement, you'll see that needs computers and heavy frames and motors. Motors and heavy frames are fine, but the computers need basically the circuit boards to start making more. And actually, I think I've got some circuit boards in my inventory. Let me just actually put them in. Yeah, I do. Let's just dump those in. And it also needs some plastics, which I need to sort the other end of this whole train line out, but we'll sort that in a second. So yeah, let's just build the rest of this building here, and we should have wire going onto that instead of here. You know, basically, we can just remove that now. So you are going to go here, but probably via a turn. There, maybe? And there. Yeah, nice 90 degrees. Anyone figured out if there is a new mode for belts yet? If you can actually trigger them to be like the pipes, that you can get 90-degree corners, but obviously flat. If you let me know about that, that will be really nice. That's going to annoy me. I'll do... Well, let me just do it now. I may as well just get this up and elevated at least by one. And there we go. So, is that going to fit? Yeah, it is. Good. Yep, that's much better. And I can even keep it elevated at that point. So I'm off to build the rest off camera. As for the plastic, the main part of it is just going to be hooking up the crude oil correctly. I needed to get some copper sheet to get that running. Of course, we've just been making copper sheet, so that's kind of handy. So here we are here. I've got the crude oil pipeline pulling out of the source, which is across the bay, and coming around here into the back here. And then maybe a pump here just to keep everything flowing, but we'll see about that in a second. So let's just get a junction, and let's just attach that to the right place. Say here. Yep. Okay, and then let's just connect you in. That should be everything you need. There it goes. So it's going to start producing that heavy oil residue that we were talking about last episode. So we do need to take care of that. Let's just finish this off by getting another junction and a pipeline. Okay, that's two. And then here is our polymer resin from the fuel side of things, and we just need water to process it into plastic. So I do need another water extractor, but hey, as I said last episode, we do have a place here that we can do that with. So production, water extractor, well, hopefully, can I afford it? I can. Need to place this on deep water. This is not, I mean, come on, I could just put it into a funnel. Ugh, honestly. Fine, I guess we're gonna have to go to a smaller, just slightly further out here, and basically get that down. Okay, and then we just need to run some water pipe around. So why don't we just grab that around here, and we'll just run this down the back. Okay. And again, we may need another pump here, depends on whether it really likes this or not. So let's just get that turned. And that means I can probably bring this up, and we'll just go onto like an elevated gantry. Someone did say, by the way, in the comments, you don't need to necessarily have this bottom piece. You could have this be a belt. So you can have belt and pipe on the same overhead like this. Perfectly fine. Yep, I like that idea quite a bit. For the moment, I need to probably just get this sorted out. So we will just get everything with a 90-degree corner in a minute. But for the moment, let's just get this all nicely laid out. So as before, we're just going to basically put this stack too tall. Okay, and then we can go down from down there up to here. It is in vertical build mode. Yep, I like that a lot. And then we'll just basically put in a junction. Hopefully that is low enough. Sometimes you get a problem when it's this low. It won't correctly... Yeah, you see... It's not a 90-degree corner. It'll still work, but you're probably best going one further up. So why don't we just do that? So one there, one there. Okay, and we'll just build this section again. Yep, so it seems to need like 2 pipes worth, basically, to get this nicely connected. And then that will just go straight in. In fact, is that even in 90-degree build mode? Build mode vertical, but it seems to just not go. I want it to actually remain... well, I could do it like that, I suppose. Yep. That works. And looks quite nice to boot. We just need to make sure this side is connected. 5, and this is where we may need the pump, so I'll just place a pump anyway, and with the assumption we're going to need it. Make sure it's connected the right way around, and we do have a connection right there we can use that for. Whoops, need to get a little bit further up. Oh. And then we can just 90-degree corner this wherever we want to, or indeed just run it around like there. Yep, off it goes. And is this powered? It looks like we're not getting any water because the water extractor isn't powered yet. But that shouldn't be much of an issue because we've got power right here. Okay. We should start getting some water as soon as this powers up or spins up. Water. There it goes. Okay, and that should mean that in turn we should be getting plastic out of that thing. At least we should in a minute once everything is done. Are we getting any water yet? No. Where is the water shortage? Oh, that's the pump starting up. At least I hope. Ah, there is some water. It is coming through. Not very much, but it is coming through. Which means we should start getting some through here. That is connected. Yeah, it is building, but not necessarily very fast. Fine, I will keep on checking. Oh no, there it goes. There it goes. It's fine. So it's going to process the polymer resin, and then these ones will start processing this. But you can see here we got heavy oil residue, so we need to get rid of that, and that's going to be coming out of the front. So just like before, we're going to have basically a stackable approach here. So why don't we just get 3 tall, just as before. And again here, so make sure we line up. And I'm running out of iron. Okay, well, I can just borrow those for a second. Yeah, don't worry about it being suspended in midair. It's all going to be fine, promise. Okay, and there we go. We can get that connected then. And now, whether we'll need actual pumps here or not is something else, because these are going to go straight out of this machine and go straight up. That seems a little dodgy. Seems like they're going to probably need a pump of some kind. Or we can elevate the output of the belts, either way. And I need to get those into 90-degree corners, but I'll worry about that a little bit later. So there's our heavy oil residue. And heavy oil residue is where we're going to want to basically pump it back through into, I think, a fuel... so power production. Is it in power production or is it in fuel generator? See if it's in there. I'm missing some stuff. Fine. Let me just go and check the recipes in one of these. Oh, there is no recipes. So it can't be one of those. It has to be in a refinery. Production, refinery. Do I have enough? I do. Let's see what this says. Yeah, here we are. So we can do... there's the residue, and we can turn that into plastic as well. Yes, I guess. So is there 3 sources of plastic, or am I just... So plastic, residual plastic. That's from crude oil. Oh, that must be the output. Okay, so fine. We need to get the residual rubber, maybe? Whatever will take that residual oil anyway. I'll figure it out and come back in a second. And there we go. Since there's no penalty to elevating belts, but there is to elevating pipes, I've gone for elevating the belts over pipes. Hopefully you guys agree with me on a common sense point of view. And then that should enable everything down here to work. So we got this one, producing plastic from polymer resin and water. These are going to be output the residual oil. They are going to go into this refinery, which is going to produce residual fuel. It's going to need another bit of power to get that running, but we have some power around the back, I think. Yeah, should have another power connection for that. And then, of course, we need to get output the fuel. So the fuel is going to go... Oh, hang on, did I just deactivate the entire factory? Oh, I hit a spike. That's so annoying. And probably won't even restart now, maybe. Will it restart? It will restart, but I need to hit a spike. So basically we need even more fuel sort of generators, and I'm going to need to go get more materials for that. Anyway, you get the idea. Once I have enough power, that'll get connected. This will then connect to the oil. I can do that now, actually. That's not a problem. This is the output pipe, so no problem there. And we're going to need to basically get the fuel over to that point there. That's where our fuel line is. So we need to get this sort of turned, and we can head downhill. Yeah, so let's just go from here, and then from here it's all downhill, so I shouldn't need any sort of pumps there, and everything will connect. Yeah, that should be fine. So that just means I need enough power to start this up, to turn that back into fuel to be able to get more power. We've got plenty of fuel, so I just need some more materials. Now, it's possible the recipe's changed or I've just forgotten about it, but if you look in power production, fuel generator, you'll see it needs motors and also Quickwire. Let me just get rid of this guy. Hi. You are not very nice. There we go. Okay, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, bottom right there you can see it needs Quickwire, I think. Yeah, and I don't have any Quickwire. I probably have some hanging around somewhere, but we need to actually get Caterium ore to basically produce that. So we could just pick it up manually. Do I have enough room for an actual miner? I'm going to need some bits and pieces. Maybe we should actually get a miner going out here, though. And we can just lay out some power. Yeah, I have plenty of materials for power. And we can just head that back to the base and then bring out a miner and get the Caterium permanently sort of set up. Because there's other things we can actually build with it. Mainly that we can build like better power poles with like 6 connections, if I remember rightly. Can I not? Let's just put one down there. And let's connect all these up. It is going to head back towards the base, so I need to have that connected. One to you, and finally up here. May also want to think about getting a hypertube up here or something like that to make that easier for the future, but I already have these foundations, so it's not going to be terribly much of a problem for me. You can make your own decisions. And yeah, we want to keep away from that gas. Well, that's not nice. Something doesn't like me either, so let's just see if we can get a power pole connected and get it back to our base somehow. Well, there it goes. Also, I should note that underneath there, there's a slug that we actually need to get. Underneath there, in the cavern, is some uranium. We're going to be needing that pretty soon, but not just yet. But I just thought I'd mention it just so that you know it's in the same general area. Although I think it is, it's not like a node on the ground you can extract from. It's just like something you can pick up. I wouldn't recommend it because that's radioactive, and it was already nearly killing me getting near it. So yeah, maybe we need the hazmat suit for that. And here's where the ramp comes down near the base. So here's the space elevator. I'm probably going to need to move this at some point pretty soon now, but we've got a ramp here, and this heads all the way up here over this small sort of mountain, and we head over this way. So this was going to head to our mine. It's got that gas there, unfortunately, so I need to keep to one side of it, but we can head straight to our mine, and it'll go up there and then across the top, which of course we need to do with ramps. Do I have a ramp available? I do. And we can just make that easy while we actually head up. So that's done. There we go. And down that side. So there's our Caterium. And I actually went on a bit of a roundabout route getting the power, unfortunately. Oh, I'm going to swap the bees. Mainly because I was exploring for something else, so I brought power with me on the way back, and it ended up being all over the place. But that's fine. I think that's everything. Yes. Okay. So, yeah, we should be able to put this down, and then we can pick up some alien carapaces. We're around while we're waiting. There we go. So now we can put down a miner. Miner Mark II we can do easily. And we can head it towards the ramp. Yep. And we can input power. That is now connected. Please don't cut me off. No, that's going to be fine. And from there, this is going to start producing Caterium ore. It's going to start drilling. And that's going to take a certain amount of ore per minute. That's not a problem. And there it... Well, once I get this in the right place, anyway, there it should go. Okay, here's our Caterium ore. Of course, we can then process that as needed. And we can bring that on the belt all the way back to the base. So right next to the base then, we can connect up a basic constructor just to get us some Quickwire in a box. We're not going to need to do anything with it else with it just yet. So just a storage container on the output will do. Once I get that connected, that is. There we go. So bring that back. And we'll just connect that in. There we go. This is already connecting. Yep, that's already making quicklime, which means I can just bring a belt sort of over here and into there, and that's going to start producing. There we go. Lots of Caterium ore going in. Oh no, hang on, it needs to be Caterium ingots first. Whoops. Need one further step. We need to basically have a smelter going on. Oh well, yeah, some earlier step. In fact, is it constructor or is it actually no, it's not constructor. That's fine. So yeah, we'll need to basically build a smelter. So Caterium ingots, yep, that goes from Caterium ore. Connect that to there, this to here, this to here, and then we just need to basically put another power pole up at the back, I think, just to make sure. Whoops, I nearly went on a journey then. Just connect both of these two together, one and oh, that needs to disconnect there, and you can get connected. Come on. There we go. Alright. That's the smelter started. Yep. Which means this should get started. Yep. And that should just head into here once the first batch is done. There we go. Got some quick wire. And that will just continue to fill up this box, and we can get everything we need for that fuel refinery, which I have almost everything. I just need some more motors. Not the refinery, sorry. Whoops, wrong thing. Power. Fuel generator, there we go. So I need some more motors. And I just need some more of that quick wire, and that's pretty much it. The motors should be arriving around about here. Yeah, I've got some motors. That's more than enough. And then we can complete off the power at the other end of the factory. We've already got lots of quick wire. It's quite a quick thing to actually make. And power pole Mark IIs are there. You can see the recipe. You need 6 of it per power pole. But, you know, relatively little other stuff that we already have plenty of, so we could switch to using those by default. Can handle up to 7 power line connections. So basically, input and output, and then 5 more, which is kind of handy. And here we are back at the refinery area. I've built the fuel refinery over here. Yes, behind here, I think. Yep, here it is. And we'll just connect that connected as we've done before with just some manifold design. Basically, it takes as much fuel as it needs to. Did I put 2 down there? I did. Good. Let's just get that sorted. So put that here. And then we can put a junction box right here. Well, box. Junction of pipes. And there's no connection there, so we'll just get that connected up with a power pole. There it goes. And does it have enough fuel? Seems to have enough fuel, and there the fuel has stepped up. So if that's stepping up, then we should be able to go and connect the other refinery, which will process even more fuel. Right here, so we just need to connect this up with power, I think, if I remember rightly. It just disconnected, didn't it? So there we go. Yeah, that's still fine. So here we should be starting to reprocess the residual oil, which is preventing plastic from being produced pretty much until we get rid of it. And you can see there we are starting to, well, this is starting to decrease. So we may well need more of these. It depends on the ratios, which I'll check out between the episodes. But we are certainly able to basically use it up. You see this 30, in fact, we'll take a look at the ratios now. 30 per minute we can actually use. And how many of these produce? These produce 20 fluid per minute. So we need more than one. We need two, basically, to handle the output of two of these. And this one, of course, let's just see what these ratios are. This will take in 30 polymer resin per minute. And let's see how much we're actually producing. Let's just chase that back. It's coming out of here, isn't it? Yeah. And we are producing 30 per minute. Good. So that is perfectly balanced. We just need an extra refinery here to make sure we're at full speed for plastic production. Do I have enough foundations just to add something extra here? I'm not sure whether I do or not. I need to remove that power pole, of course. And I may be out of actual physical room. Yeah, I think I am actually. Fine, I'll maybe step the next one forwards a little bit just to get everything connected. Yeah, encroaching clearance, etc. That's fine. At least plastic will start to be produced a little bit better now. And I think what I may well do is just rearrange this a little bit more later. This pipeline is a little bit too close, so that belt looks awful. So it needs to be a little bit further away, or maybe even think about hiding it underneath the ground. You could take the foundations up, put the pipeline in place down, and then put the foundations back down. Not sure what your preference is, but we certainly are getting some plastic through, so that should be everything with its bottleneck removed. And of course we can hitch a ride back on the train if we want to. Anyway, that'll be it for today's episode, I think. It's just going to dock and start transferring some plastic. Looks like, in fact, hang on, let's see. Does that mean, wow, where's my mouse gone? Does that mean I'm actually full in here? It's not showing me the content. Oh, hang on. That's connected wrong. Oh no, it's connected right, that's fine. It's just full, that's okay. I'll go and walk back now, I guess. So the full train of plastic's heading back that way. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. We've got a few more things going. We've got Caterium being produced and turned into Quickwire now. We can use that for better power poles. With all of our factories now working again, some replacements for copper sheet recipes. But other than that, we're now on to new stuff and back to that milestone at the top right of the screen, bauxite. So next episode, we're going to be getting on with aluminium plate manufacturing, and that's needed to get any of the other stuff in tier 7. You can't get any further without it. I did check. I can't cheat my way around it, unfortunately. So we've got heavy plate to go. Heavy frames to go. That's straightforward. We've got motors to go. That's very straightforward. We're making both of those already right now, and we just need to wait for the plastic to be resupplied to our sort of computer factory, which now should be happening. Let's go and take a look. It has actually unloaded it. Oh, I literally caught up with it just as it finished unloading. And now this should start spewing out plastic. There it goes. So that's everything back to the way it should be. Hope you enjoyed this episode. As I said before, give it a thumbs up if you have, and we'll see you next episode for some more Satisfactory and getting into some of Tier 7 production. Hope you're all enjoying it as well, in particular with the new Update 3, which is quite good. Well, in fact, it's very, very good. I'm enjoying it quite a lot, and we'll see you next time. As always, thanks for watching.